Hi, this is Shanice Anderson recording an interview with Big Mac, owner of the Labay Market. So, Big Mac, talk about your story. How did you get started?
Okay. You want to know where I was born first, or you want to know?
Wherever you want to start. You can talk about childhood, relocation, or you can start straight with the business.
You can start. You could ask me. About the where I was born first.
Okay. So let's talk about your childhood. Where were you born?
I was born on an island called Carriacou, in the Grenadines in the Caribbean. We are part of Grenada island chain called the Grenadines. I was born 13 square miles, 5,000 people. I was born on that island. Okay, 1961. 1961, I was born on that island. Very small island.
And when did you come here?
I came here in 1978. I came in 1978. I was 17 years old when I came here by myself. And, the rest is history.
What made you decide to come here at 17? That's very young. Typically, people are just getting out of high school.
Yes. Traditionally, the people in the smaller islands, we are all migrants. We go from, when we get to be a certain age, we always migrate most of them migrate to better pastures, greener pastures, or we migrate, then we accumulate, and then we go back and start to build. A lot of people don't go back, but this is something that is a normal thing. For instance, my grandfather was a general in the Venezuelan army. He left and went to work in the oil fields in Venezuela, Maracaibo, and there was a coup, and the vice president didn't trust his own people, so my grandfather was, right in there, and he get to be a general in the Venezuelan army. So that's what traditionally, that's what most of us do on that island. We go away, migrate. Some people were here in America since in the 1800s, 18 and change. They migrated here to work. So it's a great tradition that we have.
What was your first job when you came here?
My first job, I was working in a sample card factory. We actually bought the job in an employment agency. I can never forget. The name was Stanley, and the pay was $2.65 an hour, 40-hour week. I was taking home $86. I was saving $60. For me, was a great opportunity because, a lot of people here didn't want to do that kind of work, but for me, it was a good opportunity, and that's where I started off from.
So you said you were making $86
and taking home 86
and saving 60.
And saving 60.
So then my next question is, was that 60 to start the business, or were you saving that 60 to send back home?
$60 went to my savings. I paid my tithes. I dressed properly. I ate properly, because what we did was we cooked every day, 2 times a day, 3 times a day. We went with our own food to work. We went with our own water, went with our own juice, our own dessert. So we didn't deviate. Whatever we had in our bag, that's what we consumed. So the money that we made grocery with, that was the only money we had to spend. We didn't buy nothing else. That was it.
So it seems like just by your lived experience, you kind of have a natural inclination towards being an entrepreneur. So how and when did you decide to open the Labay Market?
Well, to begin with, I grew up in a business family. My father was the butcher in the community, and he had a shop also. So we grew up in business. I was running my father's shop even when I was 5 years old, and he trusted me. He had full confidence in me. So it's something that I grew up with, something that was in my blood. When I went to school, to high school, I always carried a basket. I sold in high school. The teachers, everybody had to buy from me. So it's something that was like kind of in my blood. So when I came here after a while, I went home in 1986, somewhere around there. And when I went there, I saw all this fruit spoiling, stuff spoiling on the road. You know, nobody's doing anything. Things are falling. And I'm saying to myself, maybe I can do something with this stuff in New York. Now, mind you, I was working in construction in New York. So I started tell my brother, you know, let's get this stuff done. And I started to import this stuff without a license, nothing. I didn't have no experience, and we had a lot of losses. But it got intoxicating. We couldn't stop. So we sold in the backyard, you know, little things like that. And then the idea came to do this. So we started this place here in 2005. And we've been serving the community since.
Did you know that this area always been sort of a little Caribbean area, or have...
Well, there's a lot of West Indian people. There was a lot of West Indian people living here. And it was a great, you know, Caribbean area. So with the bakery anchoring on the next corner, on Maple, and we on this corner, we thought we were going to feed off each other. And it worked out. We built it, you know, from scratch, and it worked out. But basically, my customers, they followed me wherever I went.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So who are your primary competitors in this industry, or do you have the monopoly when it comes to fresh fruits in the Little Caribbean area?
We don't have a monopoly on it. I mean, actually, I do help other people to start and to do things because I think there's enough room for everybody. People come to me for advice, and I give them advice. And I help them, I supply them with stuff. We are importers. We are kind of larger than, you know, the average guy on the street. So I'm able to sell to them sometimes at a discounted price so they can go and do their thing. But we have a lot of similar people who do the same thing. But the unique thing about us, what we do, is that we bring a lot of exotics that the people have not seen for a long time. We cater to the needs of the people in that way. That, you know, so they keep coming because we bring the stuff that they need.
And so do you put out some sort of feeler, or does somebody just come to the register and say, hey, can you order this? And you bring it in?
Yes, they ask me, every time they ask me a question, I check and see if it's allowed. No, there are a lot of things that is not allowed into the country. But Grenada, fortunately, has a lot of stuff that's allowed from Grenada. It's not allowed from other countries. So we are able to bring it in. Whatever is allowed, we're able to bring it in. If we can't get it from Grenada, we get it from another island. And that's how we are able to do it.
What other ways do you typically give back to the community? So apart from providing jobs, and I'm assuming some sort of tax revenue, and the fact that you do have a lot of healthy food choices, I know that's a problem in a lot of Caribbean or even African American
in the low-income community, it's a big problem. The food is a big problem. We are happy that we can bring good food to the people in Brooklyn, and food that you wouldn't even get in Manhattan, and at a Brooklyn price. I also must say that I farm in Grenada. We farm 75 acres in Grenada. A lot of stuff that we bring here, we farm it ourselves. So it's a sustainable thing. We know what we put in. We do it in a way that it's a sustainable way, and we don't use much chemicals or anything like that. We try our best to minimize any use of chemicals and stuff like that. So we grow the stuff, we export, we pack and export it, and then sell it directly back to the community. As far as the choices, we bring mostly healthy stuff. We don't use no chemicals, no preservatives on our stuff. So when you see them in a natural form. And we try to provide good products to our people in this community. And people come from all over and, buy from us, and they express their gratitude for them being able to get this high quality products at the prices that we offer them.
When you say we, in
Well,
terms of the farm, is it a family-owned farm?
Well, my brother's down there. I'm in the business, My brother's down there, and I have people down there working. So, they make an effort too, so we have to include them in anything, because you can't do anything by yourself, So the people that are working down there are doing a fantastic job in being able to provide.
And in
the
terms
stuff.
of the
Yes.
business operations, they do all this shipping and
Yes,
handling and
yes.
packing. Do you send anything back?
Yeah. What we do, we'll send equipments and boxes and stuff like that. We buy a lot of raw materials from different places and send it back for them to be able to pack the stuff and to be in line with everything.
Gotcha. All right, so I have a few more questions for you. These are more so about overcoming hard times and adversity.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever feel like there was a time you wanted to quit? And if so, how did you overcome that challenge?
Many times. We had some trying times here. We had a fire, and that burnt the whole store, and it was very hard. I closed at 11 o'clock, and when I went home, somebody woke me. They woke me up at 2 o'clock in the morning. The store was on fire. There was some electrical shortage in one of the units there, and the place caught a fire. We lost everything. They busted everything down. The fireman. I thought, what am I doing? And with that came, I have some neighbors who really didn't want us here for whatever reason. We can't understand. And they give us living hell. They called the city, they called the state, they called the feds, they called every agency on us to try to shut us down. And it was very frustrating. Some days I didn't even want to come here. But a lot of people, I got encouragement from a lot of people that, that they need us and the service, and they really encourage us to continue. And after, a lot of prayer and supplication, we decided to do it and do it better. And so far, it has been much better than before the fire. So we've come back much better.
I think a lot of people are very grateful, especially right here in the community, that you didn't give up on your dream, that you decided to come back bigger, better, and stronger.
Yes.
I don't know, when was the fire? Was that?
The fire was in 2014, I think.
Okay, so by that time you had survived the mid-2000s economic crisis. That was right around the time your business opened, maybe a few years after.
Yeah,
How did you fare?
the crisis was very bad. I never thought that, because when we started in 2005 here. When we started out, we were doing very well. And my banker was offering me a line of credit. I said to him, listen, I don't like to borrow money. I like to do what I can. I don't want to have too much extra burdens on my head. So I said to him, I don't want to borrow no money. He says, take a line of credit. You're going to need it. I said, nah, we're doing decent right now. And, I can't foresee me needing to borrow money. I don't like to borrow money because it's an extra burden. Because where I came from, part of our culture, we didn't borrow money. If we wanted to build a house, we went away, whatever money we got, we started the house. If we got to the first floor, we stopped. That's where the money made. And then after we got more money, we continued. So we didn't really borrow money. We didn't like to borrow money. It wasn't part of our culture. But it is really hard. It was very, very hard. People didn't have the money to spend. And I wish I could have gotten the money from the banker. He told me it was no more available when I went back to him. But we did weather. We weathered the storm. One of the things that you have to understand is that we sell the items that we sell is not the run-of-the-mill items. We sell how should I put it? The stuff that we sell
It's very specialized.
is specialized goods, specialized stuff that we sell. So there's always a demand for this stuff, even though people don't have money to do stuff, but they have to eat. And most of the people, they eat what they're accustomed with. You understand? So it didn't affect us as bad as other people, but it was tough. But because we do specialized stuff, it was much more easier on us.
And I'm assuming that's the same with the COVID-19 pandemic, or was that a different
The
experience?
COVID-19 pandemic was a different experience because we sell a lot of herbs, a lot of natural products, and people actually came more to get this stuff. Now, we were restricted by the hours of operation because they had a state of emergency in effect. We could only be here at a certain time, and the lines, you could only allow 6 people into the store, 8 people into the store, so it was very restrictive. But the COVID-19, all in all, it was bad, but it didn't affect us in too much in a negative way. We had to shut down our kitchen, we couldn't cook and other stuff, but all in all, it was not that bad for us.
Yeah, but the trade-off is that people decided to get healthier, and
Yes,
and they decided they wanted more fresh
Yes,
things, so they
yes,
came to see
yes.
you. So in a sense, you did benefit in some way. Now, what about gentrification? And how are you handling that?
Gentrification is a big problem in this area. It's a real big problem. From when we started here to now, I've seen so many changes in this area. Some of my people have moved to Atlanta, some of them moved to Pennsylvania, and it's been very difficult. So when you see when we started, in the average afternoon, you would see coming down the street, people coming from the subway. The street was full on both sides. People coming from the subway, coming to these apartment buildings. But all of a sudden, you don't see that anymore. Because once one Caribbean person move out of these apartments, they don't go back. They don't rent it back to them. So the gentrification is a big problem in the area. A lot of people who worked very hard and accumulated houses and stuff, their children just sold it because they were offered a lot of money, not thinking about the future. And it's a very difficult thing. The people that are coming in is quite different from the people that we are accustomed to, the Caribbean people. They don't buy much stuff. They just, look. They buy small things. So it's a very big difference. The gentrification is very bad for us. It's been very bad for us.
And it sounds like it's another obstacle that I just feel like you're going to overcome. So then my next question to you is, what is the future 5 or 10 years down the road, knowing that, gentrification is happening, but also knowing that you're incredibly resilient? What does the next 5 to 10 years look like?
We what we are trying to do when the new customers come in, we introduce them to what we have. Some of them are very inquisitive, which we appreciate. So we share stuff with them. They've never seen some of this stuff because most of these people come from the Midwest. Some of them come from South. Some of them come from California. They come from other countries. They've never seen some of this stuff before. But we introduce them to the stuff, and we have them try samples. So we are, trying to make sure that, we cultivate, this thing so that we don't lose
That appreciation.
Yeah, everybody around here. So we are working to with these people to have them try out different things, taste different things, and so far it's not been too bad. But our customers, even though the place is gentrified, our customers come to us from everywhere. They come from Pennsylvania, they come from New Jersey, they come from Long Island, they come from all the other areas of Brooklyn, from Manhattan, the Bronx. They still come to see us because what we have, you mostly can't find it no place else.
That's good. I appreciate that customer loyalty.
Yes.
Last but not least, I want to know, how do you define success? And do you feel like you've reached success, or is success something that is always the next light away so you can keep yourself going?
Well, amazingly, I mean, I look at stuff a little bit different. I don't define success by money alone, by monetary value alone. I see it in many different ways. I'm a born-again Christian, and I look at stuff differently. I look at success, number one, peace with God, the love of your family, and when I say family, where I came from, we extended family, second, third, fourth cousins, we always keep that tight niche with them. So from husband and wife and children, all the way to third, fourth cousins, I think once you have them and you are able to be with them, it's a great success. So I don't really look at success by monetary value alone. Like I said, peace with God, a great family, peace with the family, and being able to affect changes in the way people eat, in the way people shop. I mean, positive changes. To me, I consider that to be a great part of success. Money always, if you're doing something and you do it, you try to do it right, money would always come. But I don't look at money as a barometer of success. I look at it in many, many, many different ways. Might be a little bit odd, but that's the way how I think. Because a lot of people who have a lot of money and they don't have peace with themselves. They don't have peace with God. So they do all kind of crazy things. But I look at it as a very important part of being successful. Because if the money goes away tomorrow, I think I'll still be okay.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. Well, I want to thank you so much for your time today. I learned a lot about the Labay market. As you know, me and my husband just moved right here across the street. Yes. We've never had this experience, and so I'm looking forward to coming in there and tasting some exotic fruits. I'm a southern girl, so I'm not used to a lot of exotic fruits, but I'm definitely inquisitive and very excited.
Yeah, and that's what makes it great, because a lot of people are inquisitive and they try. I make them try stuff. Because I come from a society where we offer, somebody visits your house, you go and cook for them, no matter what time it is, to make sure that they have something. So we offer stuff to people, and when I have, willing candidates, it makes me feel real good.
Well, listen, I'm a rugby player. I'm a willing candidate, and Ron loves to eat over there, so we are always willing candidates.
Yeah.
Just let us know, when the next tasting is, or whenever you have some time, and we'll definitely come by,
of course.
And get our taste on. But again, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate this interview.
It's been a pleasure. I really hope that I am inspiration for other young Black people, and we see that happening. A lot of people are following me. You see them selling coconuts on the street everywhere. They looking at me, trying to imitate me, and a lot of people coming. They're moving to different states and trying to do what we do here. So I think God has me here for a reason.
I think so too. And I see your son; he's working. Manning the store. I see him a lot too, and that's awesome.
He wasn't motivated at the beginning, but I explained to him that I don't have to do this. I'm doing this for you and your children. That way you guys don't have to work for anybody. If you choose to, you could work for your own self. You don't have to work for anybody. If you don't want to, you don't have to do it. So here it is, giving you a gold spoon in your mouth. Use it.
And I'm not being too forward when I say that is your plan, is to give the business to your son.
No, that would be the right thing to say. Yeah, I'm gonna try to pass it on to him. You know, what I mean, if he wants it, it's his. You know, but if he doesn't show no interest, you don't want to see that legacy fall to the ground. So you have to do what it takes to be able to keep the legacy going.
And no matter what, you'll always be in our community.
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you again for your time. This is very insightful.
Yeah.
Some things I found online, but just sitting and being able to talk to you and really get a sense of who you are as a person and how you operate mentally and how you operate your business is truly fascinating.
Yes.
So like I said, I look forward to doing some tastings.
Oh,
For now, we're going to sign off.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.